Hello. What's up, everybody? Can you see me here? Everybody see me on air? Hello? Anybody on here, press 1. Hooray. Yo, we're here. We're live. Cool. This is totally not the way I wanted to do it. What's up, everybody? I have the worst looking the worst camera. I'm on the Google Hangout. It's not a good start. It's not a good start. I wanted to be started on the old XSplit broadcaster, but that didn't happen. But that's okay because you guys are here and we're here together. I'm here hustling and I'm in the office. Want to get you all going. I'm adjusting the webcam like the webcam's working. The webcam's not working. Is the webcam working? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to downsize myself a little bit here. Techno Echo. Is it good? What's up? What's up? I didn't do Whiteboard Wednesday. I actually do have a whiteboard handy that I'm going to do a demonstration at the end of this for you all. So what's up, everybody? You freaks, y'all doing good? Everybody here, that good? What's going on, everybody? Can I get a 1 if everybody is good? Terribly, terribly late. Feel bad about it a little bit. But, if that bothers you, I'm sorry. I'll try to do better next time. What's going on, everybody? Let some more people pile in here. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and hanging out. Now we're going to get woo-woo. I'm going to try to show my screen. You know what? I might just roll. You guys press 1 if you want me to try to screw around and try to get the PowerPoint pulled up. I do have a PowerPoint for this. Unfortunately, the XSplit broadcaster needed to do a lot of technical stuff. I'm so sorry. So sorry. But I didn't get that working. This is the good webcam. It's not working. So you're going to look at a glare behind me. But I do have a whiteboard. So I am going to go through some of my Whiteboard Wednesday. 1, if you want me to screw with the PowerPoint. 2, if you want me just to freestyle for an hour. Bomb atomically. What do you want? You want 1, you want me to screw with the PowerPoint, try to get it pulled up on the screen. 2, you want me to freestyle for an hour. What you want? So what you want? Is there any way to share the screen on I got 1s, I got 2s, I got 2s and 1s. I need like the DJ thing for the Techno Tuesdays. 2s. Freestyle for an hour? All right. I'm going to freestyle for an hour. You're going to get it Planet Tank 101. Freestyling, bomb atomically, Socrates, philosophies, and hypotheses. Thank you, everybody, joining this late. And with me being late and you being late and then people watching this not live, all you are cool, and I appreciate you. And if you could like, subscribe, and share and all that, that'd be really cool. So here's what we're going to do. It is a Whiteboard Wednesday. And behind this whiteboard right here, I've got some stuff that I want to share with you today. So today we're going to talk about how big of a tank. We got the whiteboard right here. We're going to get our whiteboard going. We're going to talk about all kinds of great things. I want to talk about your tank size first. And we're going to go like this, and we're going to draw it out for you all. Is everybody down with that? Everybody down? Sunday is Greenhouse Saga Sunday, by the way. Okay. This is the Whiteboard Wednesday, brought to you by Dusty's Fish Tanks. So today we're going to talk about first, we're going to do Planet Tank 101. We're going to talk about our aquarium right here. And we're going to talk about how big we should get. Okay? And I like to talk about this because I believe that y'all should get the biggest aquarium that you can afford. Okay? So we're going to talk about the biggest aquarium you can afford. Now, every single one of you on here has fallen victim. Great trance, by the way, Mouse. Every single one of you has fallen victim to the $1 per gallon sale. Myself included, because it is $1, and for $1 you can buy a 1 gallon, and for $20 you can buy a 20 gallon. And you're like, that's great. And I remember being a kid and being there and then going to getting the $20 tank and just being stoked. And then I was at the cash register and I was like, man, I got this tank and I had the gravel, and I didn't even have a light. I had like the gravel, the heater, and what I have. I had some plastic plants. Thank you for this super chats. Oh, super chats are piling, and y'all are making me get paid. Getting paid. Now I got to step it up. European super chats. Love it. So I remember that, and I was like, you know, this goes back to a rule. It's like, how much can you afford? Okay, because I remember being like, I got the gravel, I got the plants, I got all this stuff, and then I had all this stuff, and I realized like I don't have the money for all this. Like I don't have the cash. So what can you afford as far as the dollars? Now let's break down some sizes here. All right, for affordable tanks, I like the 20 longs. I like the 15 long, even though it's extinct. I like the 10, but the 10 is actually a little too small. If you're just getting in, I'd like for you to start with a 15 or a 20 gallon. Why do I like the 20L? 20L, is that backwards? Does it matter? Can you even read it? Do you care? Over the 20 high. Well, it's simple. It's all about lighting. Okay, and we're going to talk more about lighting in a minute, but the 20L is actually way easier to light. It's called the inverse squared law. And I'm actually going to make a cake with you guys live on YouTube here in a little bit. But that's important because when you're looking at the 20 long versus the 20 high, you want to ask yourself like, yo, I want to grow a carpet. Well, if you want to grow a carpet, you need to have shallow water because carpeting plants generally grow in shallow water. So you want to have a short tank. And when you have that short tank, it's going to be easier for you to light. So that is a part of it. The other part of what can you afford, and this is in a PowerPoint that I'm just like cheating off of over here, is, you know, you've got this tank right here. You already got your fat tank right here. You got this tank rolling, and you got this tank rolling. And you're like, you know, you got your angels tank, and you got your rainbows tank, and you're like, man, I got my angels, I got my rainbows. I just really want to get some discus, and you get this discus tank. And I got a whole video coming out about discus here in a little bit. And you got these tanks. This is your A tank, and this is your B tank, and this is your C tank, okay? Now, here's the problem that I think a lot of y'all run into. And now, look, I got more tanks in my life than I care to admit. But when you get here, you got your A tank, you got your B tank, and you're like, you're going for that C tank. Look, there's only so many hours in the day. There's not unlimited amounts of time. Time is finite. Time is limited. You only live once, and you may not have enough time to take care of those 3 aquariums. What if you have, I don't know, a wife and a daughter that's 9 and another one that's 7, you know, just hypothetically speaking. You may not have as much time for tank C. And you know what happens when you get tank C? You get tank C and you're like, oh, I got tank C. But guess what? Tank A and B all of a sudden aren't getting the love. They're not getting the pizzazz. They're not getting the jazz you used to give them because your A tank and your B tank are now becoming like your kind of tanks because you got all this attention here. Ask me about my basement when I had my 220 and 90 and 475s in the basement. I've been there. So what do you have room for in your house? What do you have room for in your amount of time that you spend? That sort of thing. How many tanks you got already? That's an important thing. General advice on tank sizes. I just want to roll with like this. For a planted aquarium, I like the lowers. I like the 75s all day long. 2 foot front to back, up and down, and then like the 4 to 2. I love the footprint of the 75s. I like 20 longs. I own 10 of them. I'm also a big fan of like, you know, 55. Some people say that 55 is the death of modern aquascaping. I disagree. I think 55s are awesome. Just a little harder to get that front to back depth perception, but I like shorter tanks, generally speaking, are easier to light, and I have a good time with those. So that's yeah, that's my thoughts on the tanks itself, the Ford. I'm going to move on from there. I want to talk about lighting your aquarium. This is going to be so hard to do without any visual representation. Okay, but I'm going to try. With lighting your aquarium, the important thing to know is that with lighting, you really have to understand how deep your tank is. And I'm going to draw this like this. The tank depth rolls like this. So it's like there's something called the inverse squared law, and it works like building blocks. And think of it like the blocks like this. Is that for every, this is your building blocks right here. You got all that. Look at that drawing. Isn't that great? You loving that? I'm loving that. So for every unit of measure, you go away from your light to make the light red, because plants like the red composition. You exponentially lose light as you go down. Okay, so if your tank is, you know, I don't know, say for every 1 inch you go down, and then you go down 2 inches and 3 inches and 4 inches, you exponentially are losing light as you go down. So when you're running these deep aquariums, you're simply not going to get the light penetration that you would if you had a really shallow tank. That's why I like really shallow tanks. It also depends on what are you trying to grow. So a lot of you might be growing easy stuff. You don't need a whole lot of light. But if you're trying to grow Tonina Bellum or Stella Stellata, or I don't know, some crazy stuff that Dusty's about to have on sale next week because I'm getting some wild stuff in, that would be a little bit more difficult for you. And you will struggle because you need to have a lot of light. And then the biggest thing I can tell you about lighting is you have to imitate the sun, right? You have to imitate like the solar system, the whole deal. And I think a lot of people really overlook that. And they're like, well, I'll just get this like tiny little light and it'll be okay. Now, you need to get a ridiculous amount of light, or at least have access to a ridiculous amount of light. So that is part of lighting. Look, you do get what you pay for with lighting. I got my own line of LEDs that I try not to hawk too much. But they do a lot of good for a lot of people. Sold thousands of them. People enjoy them. They're my standard doubles, best-selling LED out there. It's not fancy either, by the way. It's just like it runs. I mean, it's got like 3 settings, 25%, 50%, 75, and full blast. So you can click the links around. Maybe Andrew will link that up for you, Ilo. But so yeah, that's the 2-minute version on lighting here. I do have a lot of diagrams that I'd love to show you. So this is funny right here. Like this is like what I was supposed to show you, but the good old screencast thing didn't work. And my brother-in-law around and Andrew not around, so we just going whiteboard Wednesday. But it's all right. So what else is going on here? We got lighting. Let's talk about the next chamber. Let's talk about the substrate. Bum, 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 bum. Substrate's by far and away the most overlooked part of the Planet Aquarium. Too many people think they can get away and just plain gravel. Well, the fish poop will feed the plants, so the fish will poop and the plants will grow. That's how it works, right? No, that's not exactly how it works. Lady, it works like this. Your plants absorb 400 to 400 times. Think about that for a second. I'm going to write it down. I say it all the time. I don't even know if it's true. I'm just trusting the guy at CCAM to tell me the truth. 400 to 400 times. Imagine if you could get just 4 times the growth by feeding your plants out of the roots. Oh, where's my green pen? Where is my green pen? Here is my green pen. And you got these plants, and your plants got these here roots. And if you could feed them at these roots, down here in all these roots, you would feel better. You would be like, this is great. And this is the optimal spot to grow them. Not up here. This is what you want, all this leafy stuff up here. But down here, how are we going to kick it? Going to kick it root down. That's a Beastie Boys reference for those of you who were down with the ill communication. How are we going to kick it? Going to kick it root down. Going to break it all down. Going to kick it root down. It's not a put down. I put my foot down and I'm making some love. I put my root down. Yeah, I got the whole LP. I got the LP and the single and the whole thing. Give me a 1 if you like the Beastie Boys. So the roots absorb 400 to 400 times more nutrients at the roots. So if you got that going on, you got to ask yourself, all right, if my plants are going to get 400 times more nutrients at their roots than they are their stems and leaves, how am I going to feed them? Well, I like to feed mine dirt. I also like to feed mine. I do use some store-bought substrates. I'm using some Brightwell. I'm also using some Fluval Stratum. Those work pretty well. You do get what you pay for with substrates, though, with the exception of dirt being dirt cheap. But 400 to 400 times more nutrients. Like, think about that, though. Let that resonate in your brain. Let it hit you where it hurts. Like, let that happen. The easiest way for me to teach you is to show you the dirt growth. Anybody ever pulled a sword out of dirt? It's amazing. You pull like this giant root out. It's huge. And that's something that I like to do, show people. Josh was actually growing plants in plain soil. Or excuse me, plain sand. You want ghetto? Look at this ghetto thing right here. But so dirt's easiest. Now here's the trick with dirt. You want to use 1 inch of dirt over 1 inch of gravel, and you want to use a BB gun size BB gravel. I found people try to get a little too fine with the sand. You don't want to use play sand. Play sand's it's not doing you any good. It's not doing you any good. You're not gonna like it because if you go to the beach. You'll notice that there's not a whole lot of plant growth at the beach because the sand is too compact. So you want to use BB gun size BB gravel. I don't have a BB gun, but the stuff that's about yay big, if you will, I think that's the good stuff kids go for. And that's the good stuff I recommend that you use. Larger is better if you can because the larger grade will let the substrate breathe. Let's talk about breathing. Dusty's going to take a breath. Man, talking. Just talking and stuff. Press 1 if you've learned anything at all. Press 2 if you're completely bored out of your skull. I need some sort of confirmation in my fake life that you all are somewhat learning anything. Just a 1, just a little, just hit the little 1 just so I can see it on the little screeny there. Can you hit the 1? There we go. I got a 1. So I got 2. I got a couple of 1s. All right, I'm feeling better about myself already. Okay, so we'll proceed. Let's talk about suffocating. Let's talk about sweaty armpits on a webinar. Can't see them. Hidden. Thank you. I'm glad you all are learning. Cool. Can anybody share this? Anybody share? Maybe like just, yo, D's teaching. I was always trying to be a teacher. Snotty little kids. All you snotty little kids on there. Suffocating, yes. Back to the point, Dustin. Suffocating. Let's talk about suffocating. You want to talk about suffocating? Anaerobic conditions. I'm going to say it to the microphone. This is a snowball microphone. You will get anaerobic conditions if you use too small of substrate. Too small of substrate. Too fine, too compact. It's no bueno. It's not doing you any good because it gets trapped and you do not get gas exchange. Have you ever smelled rotting eggs? Of course you have. They smell terrible. Okay, so you do not want to have anaerobic conditions in your substrate. How do you avoid this? You want to use larger grade gravel. And you can tell by the PowerPoint that I have right here. Look at this. This PowerPoint right here. Look at this. You can see it. Look at it. Yeah, picture the whole deal. Yeah, see that? Yeah, large grade gravel. That stuff right here. You can buy it at Home Depot. Can somebody get rid of that dude? Thank you. Yeah, so this is the Estes grade gravel that I like to buy. This is the 50-pound bag of pool filter sand is only $10. $10, and that stuff is a deal. And then you can also get this stuff over here, the wonderful Big Row Pebbles, also super cheap. You guys like that? You want me to hold the screen right here? How about that? Is that great? You getting this whole thing? Is this perfect? Is this ghetto enough for anybody here? Cool. That on the drive, yeah, I can do that for you. Andrew can link that up. So you know, that's what we got going on. And then let's just keep moving here. Go to this, and we'll go to, I can't see the PowerPoint though. I can't keep going like this. We have to talk about something else, and I can't hold the monitor the whole time, though I would love to. So I'm just going to keep it moving, but you gotta keep it moving. I want to talk about filtration next, because that's what the next slide says over here in my cheat sheet, if you will. We're going to talk about filtering. I know y'all love the filter. Remember the band Filter? Hey man, nice shot. Thanks a lot, because now I own it. All right, filtering. Let's talk about starting your filter for a second. When you start your filter, everybody knows this, right? When you start your aquarium off, you can't put fish in the first day. And if you can, I mean, like, look, you can use like some turtle start or some whatever. You can use bacteria that are sold. I'm not a fan of really any of them. I'm just a natural growing guy. Not to say you can't do it, but I'm not a fan of it. What I like to see people do is to give their tank about a month, maybe 2 months. And this is part of the last slide, but you can't see any slides, so I can just make it all up. Oh, monitor's falling. The thing you want to do, though, is you want to give your tanks time to really get that filtration going, because too many people rush it. You're like a young teenage boy trying to get busy too quick. You got to take your time. And when you set up your tank, you want to let it run for like a month or so. I like to let it run for a month. I don't test. I've been doing it long enough. You can add plants early, but you don't want to add fish early because they'll die. Got tons of sick fish videos to tell you about that. But then when we do get into filtration, once we have our tank set up for a month, you want to add a little filtration. Now, I was told this by Jeff Gabula. Isn't that a great last name? Gabula? Almost as good as Wonderlick, right? Almost. Gabula told me, runs a Newport Aquarium, spoke at the Aquatic Experience a couple years ago. Smart dude, good dude, cool dude. Gets in Aripima this big, you know, just fish tank dude. He told me he likes to have his the volume of water circulate 4 times per hour. So if you have a 50-gallon tank, 50 times 4 is a dropping pen is 200. So if you have like a 30-gallon tank, you want 120 gallons per hour rotation. Okay? General rule, every tank's different. Your filter's going to slow. Stuff's going to get in there. It's not going to go as fast. You might add more flow because you have some pumps or whatever. So it's just a generalization. It's just something simple. It's a simple rule. like this simple podcast or whatever. What is this? Where am I? What channel? What day is it? This simple setup here. See all this? It's all simple. So it's just a rule. It's nothing. You don't need to get crazy with it. But if you got a 20-gallon tank and you do 100 gallons per hour, nobody's going to be upset with you. Okay. So filtration, I like to do that. I like the hang-on back filters. I like anything under like a 29, 30 gallon. I'm going to run a hang-on back of, I don't know, anything under 30 gallon doing hang-on back. Anything over that, I'm using a Fluval 404, FX5, something like that. Actually, it's FX6 now, FX4 and FX6. I actually like the FX4 more because it's not as fancy to control and it sits a little lower. I can slide them underneath the 220. But yeah, so anything, that's my general rule. I mean, you can get the AquaClear 110 that runs for like a 75 gallon. My general rule is over a 30 gallon, you're going to want to use those canister filters, in my humble opinion. Now, there are people that run, anybody in here still using an under gravel filter? Anybody at all? Under gravel filter, press 1. Yo, number one, press 1. Let's see here. So anybody won? Yeah, no. Somebody's asking about the fire department. No, I had a guy mail me a bunch of shirts and I wear them with pride. And 1 under gravel filter. Wow. Lindsay's running the under gravel filter. Under gravel filter. So look, here's the cool part about the under gravel filter is you get a nice bio bed underneath. And you can have a lot of good like ammonia, or not ammonia, nitrifying bacteria in the bottom there. So that's super duper helpful. But other than that, Famous Jones, what's up? Other than that, I'm not really running them. And my thing is that, I don't know, I'm a dirt guy, right? So like pulling the dirt down through an under gravel filter is not going to be the best way to go for me. But if you are running under gravel filter, let us all know what you're doing here. So cool. Good. Anybody learning? All right, they're still learning. We're still trying to teach here. Airstone and surface agitation. All right, so I don't have a diagram for this, but can anyone take a guess at what is the largest gas in atmospheric air? Can anybody name a gas of what the largest gas in the atmospheric air is? Anybody got that? What's up? Smash the like button. Thank you. Yeah, anybody take a guess at what gas is most prevalent in atmospheric air? Take a guess. Oxygen, carbon dioxide. We got some guesses coming in here. Well, we got some people. Carbon dioxide. We got some smart. Hey, Steven, you already knew the answer, bro. I see you in there. In my fake life here, talking to myself. You know, it's like talk to yourself, knowing people walking by. This dude's in his room talking to himself. The answer is nitrogen. Yes. And I think it's like 60% or something like that. It's ridiculous. So this should not be a surprise because plants use NPK. We're going to get to this here. NPK is like the NBC, right? Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Okay. And so you want as much nitrogen as you can get. Now, we get that from the atmospheric air that we pump in with our Airstone, or we get that from the turbulation that we have with our filter. Phosphorus is generally available all around, and then potassium is the big one that we actually want to add tons of. And I sell the potassium. And if you use the promo code PT101, that promo code again, PT101, you will support Dustin and you will save 15% off your order on my site. So the promo code for today's Planet Tank 101 is PT101, and you will save 15% off your order, and you will support your boy trying to live his dream in a greenhouse, a larger greenhouse. You know where this is going, don't you? So there, PT101. Anyway, back to our NPK. So nitrogen is readily available in atmospheric air, and our plants use nitrogen, and our fish produce nitrogen at the end of the game. So there goes ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, and then we have that nitrogen available. So we want as much atmospheric air as possible available in there. I'm leaving the promo code up, PT101. Got that? And I'm leaving that up, and the nitrogen, we want as much of it in our tanks as possible. So we want a lot of air. We want the gas. We want the surface agitation. We want it rippling, dog. We want the surface agitation. You don't want any skimming. You don't want any like sludge. You don't want any of that protein. You don't want none of that. It's not doing you any good, right? So we want a ridiculous amount of the surface agitation, not so much that your fish are blowing all over the place, but definitely enough. Now you can use the outputs of your FX4, FX6 or whatever, and you can kind of like angle it out, or you can use the turbulation from your overflow filter, however you want to roll. But I do want to have a lot of atmospheric air in our air. Now, I'm going to go on a rant about something here. So a lot of people out there talking about this thing called CO2. A lot of people out there, you know, it's carbon, building block of life, the whole deal. And people are talking about Airstone reducing the CO2. And Dusty's here today to tell you, with the Green Expo marker and a bad webcam, the good webcam, right here. The monitor I was trying to use, right there. The microphone's working. But with this Green Expo marker, I'm here to tell you, I'm not worried about that CO2 dissipating with an Airstone. I'm going to tell you, you might lose a little bit, but your plants are going to get plenty of it. You don't need to run too much CO2. And if you do run too much CO2, you know what's going to happen? You're going to gas your fish. I've seen it happen before a million times. That pink gravel's pissing your wife off, pissing your life off. Stop having a boring tank. Don't worry about the CO2 dissipating up out of the top of your aquarium with too much gas exchange. Everyone's like, but Dustin, you don't run CO2. What would you know about that? Well, you know what? You can ask Mr. Tom Barr about that too, because he agrees with me on this. And I don't run, I run Airstones in all my tanks, and I got some happy, healthy plants. So I'm good with all that, and I'm down with all that. Yeah. So yes, you like the shaman of it. Cool. Stephen, hey, what's up, everybody? You with me? Okay, good. The ShamWow's coming back. You like the ShamWow? It's like a chamois. It's like a sponge. It's like a webcam with no webcam and a PowerPoint over here. It's time to talk about a timetable. I talked about this a minute ago, but we're just going. You guys voted. You guys took a vote, and you said, I just want you to freestyle, Dustin. So no more fumbling, no more bumbling. Next time I'll get the XSplit set up so I can do like this screen pull over, and you can watch me, and you can watch that, and we can watch each other. We can't watch each other, but you can watch me because you know me because you're watching me, right? Timetable. First things first, cycle time. I already talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it again. You want to cycle your tanks for like 2 to 3 weeks, really? 2 to 3, and you want to use plants. You can put plants in there early, and you know what's going to happen with those plants? You're going to put those plants in early. You know what they're going to do? They're going to have leaves die off. That's going to start your ammonia cycle. So you don't have to worry about it. You want to do a fishless cycle. Bada boom, bada bing. I'm against people just adding ammonia to add ammonia to the tank to cycle the tank. I'm not saying people don't do it with success and they test and the whole thing. It's not my cup of tea. Everybody does stuff a little different. Dusty's going to tell you I think that's ridiculous. But if you want to do it, go ahead, knock yourself out. But for some reason you don't test and you kill your fish, that's on you. Back to timetable. I want to talk about the light time. How long does I? What kind of? I can't even talk. How long do I recommend that you run your lights? Does anybody have any guesses to what the optimal starting time to run your lights is? Can I get some numbers over here? I got a good question here. Oh, I thought I would ban you here. Oh, let's just remove person here. Yeah, let's just get you. Here we go. Yeah, I can't ban you. How long do we run the lights, folks? What we got? What do we got? 6 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, 10 to 6, 6 to 10. Oh, what do you got to do? I'm learning. There you go. Good. Okay. So a lot of people here, a lot of people are rolling here with the 6 to 8 to 10s and all that good stuff. And I'm going to tell you, folks, I like to start 25 hours a day. Correct. You win. It's the best answer. I need to give prizes out. If I had more plants in stock right now, I'd be doing a giveaway. But I don't. So yeah, the correct, all right, look, everybody, every tank's different, every plant looks different, so there is no correct answer. My opinion that I think has done a lot of people a lot of good, or you wouldn't be listening to me, or maybe you just listen to people blindly and that's your own fault and I could be giving you bad advice. But since I'm giving you bad advice, I don't know, I'll tell you 6 hours a day is how you want to roll. And that's the start. Now look, you know, I've been 4 degrees from the equator in Peru, right? You know, the equator cuts the earth in half. North, south, you got the whole deal. Sun runs around that. Yeah. So, and it was never like a really, very, very rarely like a full 12 hours a day of just full sunlight. There was always a cloud here and there, rainstorm. So like, you know, don't like just be like, well, it's half day, it's half night, right? That's just, well, just cut it in half. No, it's like, I start at 6. Start at 6, start at 6, start at 6. If you want to do more, do a little bit more. If you want to run less, run a little bit less. Now, here's what you don't want to do. And I'm going to point at you with the Expo marker again. You don't want to, is it like an old lady finger? Like a Snapchat filter. Old ladies, you don't want to do, you young fish tank punks, you. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get greedy with your lights. I'd rather your plants be like, man, we could use a little more light, dog. Yo, D, why don't you turn the lights on longer than just 6 hours? Well, I'll tell you why. Because what happens when you throttle it up a little bit, it's like drinking. You're having fun, you're having a couple beers, then you have a couple more, and you get a little too much, and you get a little drunk, you end up puking on your shirt. You know, you college punks know what I'm talking about if you're on here. You're not in class, you're listening to me. Similar thing. You run your lights too long, you get out of whack, everything gets all crazy. Wake up next to somebody you don't know. Yeah, I've seen it all before. So you only run your lights 6 hours. That's it. That's it. That's all you do. 720p sucks. I know. I got a webcam right here. It's not working. I don't know what to tell you. It's a good one. It's like the good. It's like the better. But 720p is terrible. I might delete this whole thing. But anyway, so it's like you start at 6 and you work your way up from there. Did anybody get the drinking analogy there? Because I think that's actually a pretty good parallel. I'm sure somebody's going to use it in their videos here in a little bit, but that's mine. Yeah. So that you get that, get a timer, run 6 hours a day. You start at 6, then you move up from there, and that's how you start. I'm gonna try the webcam. People are busting my chops about the webcam, like the webcam. Like you're going, like you want to see this. Like I'm gonna bring something better to you, you and your faces. Let's go to the settings here. People are busting my chops. I don't even know how to set that up. Webcam. Toshiba webcam. Manage. Hold on. I'm going to switch it. Nope. I'm switching it. I'm switching it. No, I'm not switching it. I can't switch it now. I'm not switching it now. I'll screw it all up. I'm sorry. I have it. It's right here. It just sucks. So it doesn't work. So we talked about lighting. What else can we talk about? Plan adjustment time. Perfect. This is a perfect segue. Timetable. I can't believe you're watching this. You're all getting dumber as you watch this. Plan adjustment time. So, time for the Whiteboard Wednesday. Back to the whiteboard. This is going to be great. You better subscribe after this. This is the Whiteboard Wednesday grand finale. This is your water line. Like that? That's the water line. This is your tank. Right here. Plant adjustment time. Going to be written in green in my best handwriting. You ready? Plant. I don't know how to spell adjustment. Adjustment. A-D. Just. Oh, Arthur, come on. No. Plant adjustment time. With a smiley face. Does everybody see the smiley face? Okay. Smiley face is here. You're smiling. I'm smiling. Plan adjustment time is smiling. Now, with plan adjustment time, here's where it's crazy. You have your plants. This is not your tank. This is nature. Nature has no boundaries. As I flick you all off and I wipe it away. See that? Flicking everyone on the live stream off. They don't even know. This is nature. Nature is limitless. Nature has no boundaries or no glass boxes. This is nature. This is your plant. Your plant probably grows in nature down here. And then sometimes your plant comes up here and it grows above here. Now, there's an entire video that I'm going to make someday again, because I've made a lot of videos. I'm just making stuff up again. This is your plant growing up out of the water. Now, when this plant grows above the water, some crazy things happen. Crazy stuff. Well, first and foremost, what's readily available in the air? We just talked about this. Every one of you should know this. We just discussed this. Was anybody taking notes? Was anybody listening? Hello, McFly? None of you were listening? Okay, well, I'll repeat it. There's a bunch of nitrogen available right here. Nitrogen. Tons of it. Lots of it. And the plant comes up out of the surface, and it gets a bunch of nitrogen. What else is available? CO2. Hear the voice crack when I said CO2? I can't even say it right, and I'm 37. CO2 is available above the water line. So now you have your nitrogen, and now you have your CO2. And when you have your CO2, you have your nitrogen. Your plants grow like crazy. What else is above the water line? I'm getting to plant adjustment time, I promise. Everybody here is now dumber. I bid you no points. And may God have mercy on your Dustin's fish tank watching souls. So this is the sun. It's coming back around again. This is for the people of the sun. So all this stuff is happening. So this is the free-flowing, beautiful, happy plants in nature style. And the plants grow above the water line. And there's readily available nitrogen. There's readily available CO2. And there's ridiculous amounts of sun. Like the sun is like, wow. And they're like, the plants are down here. And you know what the plants are saying to themselves? They're saying, brah. They're like so pumped because they're in nature and they're growing above water. They're coming up out the surface, and they got the nitrogen, they got CO2, and I don't have a brown marker. But if I did, I would draw a dirty substrate down here. So they got readily available nutrients down here. They got the water line. They got the plants growing above. They got the sun. They got the CO2. They got the nitrogen. This is your plant. Any questions? This is your plant in nature. Is anybody getting this so far? Can I represent this any more rudimentary for you all? I don't even know if anyone is watching this, but if you are watching this, could I get a like? Hello? Yes. Anybody got this? Loving the content. Good. Somebody's learning. The ShamWow voice in the pink gravel can come back at any time. Do not worry. So, okay, we're learning. You're learning? I'm learning. I'm learning. One, if you're learning. One, if you're learning. Two, if you're just like, Dustin, I'm never watching you again. I want a 2. And if you want a 2, that's okay too. We can do that. Like, share, like, yes, sir, learn it. Okay, this is your life above the waterline. Now, everything changes. Right here, it all changes. Everything falls apart without you. I got a whole 9 Inch Nails thing coming too. So this is your plant right here. These ugly green lines are your plants. And they're happy as hell. They're like, bro, we're so pumped, bro. I mean, they're like chest bumping and rocking and the whole thing. And they're just stoked. They're like super stoked. Then what happens? Total darkness comes. Johnny Plant Capturer grabs them, takes them, scribbles them away, and puts them in a bag. Boom, gone. Everything is gone. No sun, no nutrients, no nothing. Goodbye, sayonara. I hope you can see how real this is in 720p. Everything is gone. And if you use the promo code PT101, you can save yourself 15% on DustinsFishTanks.com before we come back with our plan. So the plan is in the bag. The plan has been captured. The plant is no longer available. It can't see light. This is something that you all need to understand. Dustin, I don't want to turn my lights off on my tank. But Johnny Fish Tank Hobbyist, how does your plants get to you? Are they delivered in full sun the whole time? No, they're in bags. They come from Africa and Asia and South America, and they're in bags and boxes for a week. And they're fine. So it's okay to turn your lights out if you have an algae problem. You should know that. Now we go to plant adjustment time. This is 3-4 days in a bag. 4 days. 4 days of hating it. Of hate. This is 4 days of hate. Okay? 4 days of hate. This is not a bro fist bumping opportunity for your plants. This is a hating it. This is a no bro situation. This is a no bro with the O, not the AH. Okay? This is a no bro situation. They're hating life. 4 days of hate. Then what happens? We take them out. Okay? We take them out after 4 days of hate. There's actually another step in here. They go from wherever in the world to the nursery, and the nursery grows them above water, does whatever they do, and then they go from there. We're just going to skip that whole like nursery step. We're just going to go from like the ground to you and just whatever. But they actually take a middle hop in the middle. But they come to you, okay? They've been grown above water. If you're buying them from Dustin, they're grown under because Josh makes sure that's what we do. And then what happens? We now take them into the limited glass box that is your aquarium. This is your aquarium. It's green with or blue with squiggly lines. What happens? We take our same squiggly plant. This is our squiggly plant. And this plant, at one point in its life, lived life like this. It lived life like this. And life was good for the plant. He had a good life, good family, good job, benefits, you know, healthy meal. The whole deal. Life was good. But this plant was used to living above the rim and above the water, and the plant had the sun and everything. And it had all this. But all this is gone because now he's in your tank. And that's okay because he's excited to be in your tank. But you got to understand, now he's like, bro, I'm living down here. This sucks. You know, he doesn't say sucks because sucks is a bad word. This is different. Everything is different for you now. So now, Mr. Plant, you go from the beautiful sunrise above to now you're down in here, Mr. Plant. And now you're living here. And you're down here and you're in this tank, but you're fully submerged. Okay, so you got all this. So now you're in this closed system. We don't know how much nitrogen we got. We don't know about the CO2 levels because CO2 levels are drastically less in water. We don't know about the sun. And you got one little rat light. You got your little rat. This came with the aquarium that I bought used light. You got your one light. It's not even full length. Your light sucks. Your light's like this long. You got like a 3-inch light on a 50-inch tank. And there's your crap light. And now this plant is like, I went from like, bro, what's up, to like, oh, bro. And this is your oh, bro tank right here. And your dude is like, oh, bro. And this plant right here, this little guy right here, can you see him? 720p, still making that out? Loving it, right? I've been going for a while with that water. This plant right here has to take some adjustment time. Now, every species is different, but this plant is going to adapt, okay? But the problem is this. Some of these leaves, as my beautiful pet lion Josh likes to point out, these leaves are not made for this. So it's going to take this leaf and it's going to be like, nah, son. Nah, son. And it's going to remove some of these leaves here. And this leaf might fall off, and the biggest leaf might go. And then all of a sudden, you're like, dude, I bought this big plant, and now it's melted back, and now you got this tiny little thing. Now, this plant right here is going to give you one little glimmer of hope, one little tiny bit of hope, just like I know you're hoping that this ends soon. And it's going to give you one little leaf right here. It's going to go beep, that one little leaf. And this little, folks, this little diagram right here is all you got to know. When you see that one leaf, as I do this without any plants and without a good webcam and without a PowerPoint and without any real script and without any water. This one little leaf right here, when you see this one little leaf, everything turns into a Disney movie. It turns into The Lion King. And it turns into Hakuna Matata for the rest of your days. That's right. It's Hakuna Matata. It means no worries because this plant has decided. It has gone from, oh, bro, to, are you ready for this? Whoa, bro. Whoa, bro situation where it's ready to go, ready to live in your little aquarium with your 3-inch light over a 50-inch tank. And it's willing to, it's decided, it's made a decision to live in your aquarium. And that is the longest winded plant adjustment time speech I have ever done in my entire life. And I hope that someone learned something from the plant adjustment Hakuna Matata speech. I mixed a lot of 90s references in there. We talked about the Rage Against the Machine, People of the Sun. We talked about Hakuna Matata. And that's an important thing because when you can learn that, everything is good. Ask me about the Crenum natans that I have in the greenhouse that Josh and I had to methodically peel back all of them to get them rolling. So plant adjustment time is a big deal. There's another element of time though, folks. There is another element of time that we have to talk about here today in the limited time that we have left. In the time that's downtime from this, you can go to dustinsfishtanks.com. You can use the promo code PT101 and you will save yourself 15% off. I also have Dustin's Fish Tanks t-shirts in a number of sizes available for you all. You'll have to do a t-shirt search. But yeah, and if you spend over $40 and you say, hey, Dustin, I saw the PT101. I love the Whiteboard Wednesday. I'll give you a free one if you spend over $40. Not valid with any other offers. You sneaky punks. The other thing we got to talk about, I know you don't want to talk about it. I don't really want to talk about it either, but we got to talk about it. It's like I'm having a conversation with Noel about hitting somebody at school. Not that my kids hit anybody. It's this. We got to talk about maintenance. What's your maintenance routine, folks? How's it looking? What are you doing for maintenance? I like to give the water changes every 2 weeks. I like to feed every other day. I don't like to feed every day, and you got to do your maintenance. You got to do your water changes, because when you do your water changes, just like Mother Nature does, you swipe out all those excess nutrients and whatever, and you replenish it with fresh water, good water, and your plants are like, thank you, dude. So does anybody, I'm going to go over to the board zone right now. We're going to go over to the super chat area. Super chat. Yep. Hello. Is anybody here learning anything at all? What's up in Cleveland, Ohio? Hello. So we would like to go to the chats here, and I'm here with you. I'm here for you. Does anybody say how long this has been rolling? Can anybody tell me? Because if I get to an hour, I get points. I get like a tally mark. Every 3 weeks, I feed. Whoa! I feed every day, every other day. I only have a small fish and guppies. All right, so every tank is different, right? So, thank you, Nisi. Love to get an order from you, Nisi. We will hook it up. Nisi the lover, Alaskan bomber. So look, every tank's different, right? So it depends on how much you're feeding. If you're feeding light, you can get away with less. And if you're feeding more, you can obviously you want to do more. So it's really all about that balance. And I've found, thank you everybody, Ella. I found that feeding less just makes life a lot better. Less is more, right? I mean, you just go a little bit less and you feed a little bit less, and you're styling. So I really like to go a little bit less on the food. And then if you do want to get crazy, you can do the almighty super duper water change. That always helps. So yeah. Hello from England. Hello. Cool. Yeah, so thank you. 20% every day, Molly's and Corey's. Love it. I want to talk about them there Corey cats. Love me some Corey cats. I have a secret to tell you as I take a drink. You ready? Secret's coming in a second. Okay. The secret is this. I've starved Corey cats before. I've killed them. I've said it. And what happens is I had a really aggressive rainbows, and the food was not getting all the way down to them. So I starved some of them out here. I have somebody admitting that they dirted a tank after it was set up. Sediment everywhere. Help. You're going to have to do your water changes, Jabir. That's not going to be fun. Hello from Norway. What's up? Tips on Bucephalandra. Bucephalandra is a slow-growing plant named after, who's Bucephalandra named after? Come on, everybody. History majors. Does anybody pay attention? Does anybody know who Boos is named after? Boos was named after, congratulations on quitting smoking. Boos, that's hard to do. Boos is named after Bucephalus, the almighty Alexander the Great's horse. He conquered all of antiquity with. Horse, a mighty horse, not just a horse, a mighty horse. Come on. None of you conquered half the world on a horse. I'm trying to. A horse. There you go. Guten Tag, schönen Abend. So yeah, Alexander the Great's horse. So that's so sick. So you got to treat it with respect. A big effing horse. There you go. So yeah, you got to respect the boost, and you got to give boost time. I like to run a little bit more. I use a lot of growth juice in mine. I mean, just shameless plug of the Dustin boost or Dustin growth juice here. But cool, you got it, Robin. Thanks for the plan order here. So there you go. So that's the boost. Let's see here. Thoughts on sponge filters. I love me some sponge filters. Sponge filters? Can I say it? I'm reading your name, Finnegan, as I'm talking about sponge filters. So I like sponge filters for the functionality, but I do not like them for their look, right? Because they're just kind of ugly, but they have a great mass, and they'll do a lot of good with the nitrification for you. Let's see here. We had another good question here. What would you recommend Madagascar lace plant as a first ball plant? No, Nathan. I would get an Apongeton of a different kind. I would get an Ovaceous, or I would get an Ovaceous or a Apongeton boivianus, something like that. Do you recommend adding floating plants to a nearly dirty tank? All right, absolutely recommend it. That's in Dustin's Dirty Dozen must-have aquarium plants too. I absolutely recommend that you do a floating plants in there, because floating plants, we just talked about this, nobody's paying attention. The floating plants can readily absorb more available nitrogen from the surface area, and they'll work harder to suck up all those excess nutrients out of your water column, which is what you're going to have when you newly dirt a tank. Jabir, you hearing that? The guy that overfilled this thing. So yeah, you're going to want to watch that. But yeah, I would definitely use floating plants in a newly dirted tank. I have a huge sword plant that's sending off shoots out the back of my tank. Should I let it be? Yeah, let it roll. Let it roll. We got a super chat. Loving it. Definitely. Thank you for the super chats. I actually take my wife out to eat anytime I get a super chat. So you know. Bruce answered. Cool. Chat's getting a little choppy. Sorry. Yo, opinion. Flourish Excel. Worth it or just algae killer? I like it. I like it. I do it in light doses, though, with the Excel. Thank you for the super chats, for sure. Big ups. What plants to start upon in spring? I like parrot's feather. I like hardy lilies that will survive the winter. Somebody's asking, is highlight with no CO2 bad? I would say you're going to have to watch it. When you run highlight, you're going to watch out for algae, unless you have a lot of water flow, and the plants can really absorb it. So like you can run a highlight tank, but you have to have a heavy plant load to absorb all those extra photons, or just run it light. Anybody ever kept bobitis? I got bobitis at the kazoo. Yeah, DIY video. Did you see the difference in the plants? I did, for sure. Hello. Yeah, good stuff. Excel melts Val. It does melt Val. You don't want to use the jungle Val in Excel. That's the one plant it really doesn't do well with. Maybe some Crips if you got it too. Let's see here. Is there a limit to number of plant species you would put in a single tank? I mean, it's all about, look, Nisi coming through with the super chat. Oh yeah, happy wife, happy husband. That's for sure. Happy wife. You gotta get the wife out to eat. You know how annoying it would be to just listen to your husband talk to nobody? I mean, you know, I'm talking to you guys, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, for sure. Have I ever used Macorza? No, I like that though. Dirted tank a week ago after seeing your videos. Love it. Rocket, thank you for the super chats again. Man, I'm getting paid. Getting paid, blow up like the world trade. That's a little Biggie reference there. Organic hydro. The chats are coming in a little choppy here. Sorry, I'm not getting them as well here. Is there a limited number of plants? Jungle Val's melting. What else we got, folks? I have a well, let me ask you this. What do you enjoy recently in the videos I've been doing? Has anybody noticed the increased production quality, not today, but in general with the videos? Because that is my man Andrew, and I want to make sure everybody knows. Becky Smith coming through with the 5 on him. Wow. Ladies love it when I take the wife out to eat, huh? PetSmart, you know, I eat most of it. First people false, make blah, blah, blah. Osmocott cap. I actually ripped out all the Osmocott tabs that I used in the no maintenance tank. I just wasn't feeling it, and the plants weren't feeling it, more importantly. So I said no. I yanked it out. And I think that was a good move. Plant you hate the most to grow. The plant that I hate the most to grow, Ariel Collins, Cetesium or whatever, was a hard one that I didn't do so well with. I mean, I wasn't really giving it my full attention. And then the other one I don't like too much is Utriculata graminifolia. And that's because I didn't have it in, like, it's a carnivorous plant, so it needs, like, to eat some random stuff. You like the greenhouse drama? You know what it's like to live through that greenhouse drama? It's terrible. It's horrible. Video production clearly better. Still keeps Dustin style. Cool. Good. Thank you for the comment on that. Yeah, taller growing low-tech plants. Bacopa, Minari. Use the promo code PT101. Save yourself some cash. Support your boy. I feel bad with super chats because I haven't like done anything to deserve them. But whatever. Any particular organic soil? Scott's topsoil is good. Bacopa keeps melting in lower half of the stem. It does that. It's probably adjusting. Remember that entire thing about plant adjusting? Go back, rewind the tape, watch that. That's what's happening with your Bacopa. The rest of the plant starts melting. I think that's what you're dealing with. I didn't read the whole question, so you maybe told me something that I could have used, but I couldn't get to it. I'm sorry. Dusty reality drama. It's my real life. You guys think it's fake. It's real. It's miserable. Forgot to put in the question. Ella, you're good. What do you got? Ella, ask away. I don't know how people grow Utriculata graminifolia. Me neither. Famous Jones, yeah. Let's see here. Famous Jones, you related to Mike Jones? All right. And what else we got? Do you love or hate duckweed? I love duckweed. I love it. I love it. I do. I love the duckweed. I like the way it absorbs extra nutrients. Like the webinar. Oh, we got a Go Browns in here. Wow. I feel like I should give you a reverse super chat. Sorry, so much hassle. Yeah, you have no idea how hard the greenhouse thing is. Yeah, hearing part 2. It hurts. It hurts. Lancelot's growing like crazy. Doubled in a month. Love it. Yeah, the Lancelot we're actually growing at another greenhouse in a 125, I don't know, 90. And we just floated. We didn't touch it for a month, and we came back, and it was growing like crazy. So very fun. Good question, Ella. Oh, shoot. Ella asked a question. She gave me super chat. I didn't get it. Let's go here. Going up, scrolling up. Ella gave me money. Where is your question? I need a small centerpiece plant for 6-gallon blue vault edge. Ella, what you like, sister? I don't know how to answer that. Thank you for your cashola. Small centerpiece plant. I mean, red tiger lotus are cool. They're always different. Crenum calamostratum, the real skinny ones, those are cool. You could get a pondeton, but they get big. You could get a really exotic small Amazon sword that Josh will sell you. If you email greenhouse@dustinfishtanks.com, Josh will pull out some sword that I've never even seen. Let's see here. Any way to trim ballast in there? Yeah, hack it. Just hack it. Hack it down. Yeah. Dusty, hook it up. You got it, man. Robin, love it. Favorite size tank, 75-gallon all day. Big enough that you can still get it by yourself if you really have to, if you want to move it. But then also 4-foot footprint just really does it for me, because a 4-foot footprint, you can light it with the 4-foot shop lights. If you could get real crazy, big enough water room to screw up, not too tall, so you can still get light down in it. If I had to pick one to take with me, it'd be probably a 7. I mean, obviously I'd take a bigger tank first, but 75-gallon. Oh, I talked to, speaking of big, sweet tanks, I talked to Roger at the Fish Gallery today out of Texas, trying to get down there. And he was telling me he's doing the head guy at Seachem's house today. He's got a 9-foot tank. 9-foot tank. 9-foot tank. 9-foot. Boom. So, super cool. Girlfriend has a 20 long, can't get rid of water changes recommendation with what? What's the cloudiness? The cloudiness is coming from something in the cap, or you have something up with your you have something up in your water. You might have diatoms. I'm not sure. Without a photo, I can't help there. Water changes might be hurting it. Kill your lights, dude. Nathan, turn the lights off in the girlfriend's tank, dude. You gotta do. You gotta do it. Should I go back to Peru? Should I go to Asia? What should I do? Should I do videos about fish that I hate? Would anybody like that? Can I just get real negative about it? Fish that I hate? Anybody want me to do that? Big D, micro sword, melted back. Anyway, get them bounced back. No, micro swords melt back. You got something up, but they'll come back. They you want to get the good substrate on swords generally. I never use purge, and no. Could be a bacteria blooming. That's what I'm thinking. Would love to hate the hate fish videos, get negative. Last time I got negative, I did a video about fake everything. Everything was fake, and I had a really great time with it. And I put the video and I left the video up, and everybody didn't get it. A lot of people got it. A lot of young kids didn't, and they thought that I was rude. And I swore a lot, and I got a lot of unsubscribes. So I'm going to just keep it all PG. But I am going to talk about some fish that I hate, because there's DC wants to love fish that I love. Fish hating video. Yeah, there's some fish that I just don't like. I don't dig, and I think they're kind of overrated. Maybe I'll just call it overrated. Or Dusty. I'll just do some like real PC title where it's like Dusty prefers not fish, just something that's just barely even like touchable. Planet quarantine tank, silly dumb. Nah. Just dip your. That video was the funniest ever. Thank you, Daryl. I thought it was hilarious too. So I had a great time with it because I just let it fly. What else? What there was a question. Oh yeah, don't quarantine. Just do 5 milliliters of bleach in a gallon of water. That's it. You know anything about U.S. native fish? No, but Mike Doherty from Imperial Tropicals does. Love the videos. Plants came in the Dale. You got it. What do you do when you lose? What's that say, famous? Sorry, I can't read it. When you lose power, you unplug your filters immediately, bro. Immediately. Fish tanks, the untold truth. Stephen A., what's up, dude? I want more Peru. I want more Peru. People need to know it does not work. The pet do not educate. How about Dustin's unfavorable fish? That's hilarious. Unfavorable. I don't think I've ever used the word unfavorable. Folks, I got a wife texting me that there's dinner about to be on the table. Bleach dip. Just 5 milliliters of bleach in a gallon of water. Dip it and get out. So use the promo code Dustin. I will try to do better next time. A little bit better. I'll use this. I will use the monitor. So I'll have like the dual monitors and I'll do a PowerPoint. We'll talk. We'll hang out. Tell your friends. We can be friends. We can do this all the time. So hit the subscribe, like, share, and all that good stuff. Go to dustinfishtanks.com. Support your boy in my greenhouse endeavors and use the promo code PT101 and save yourself PT, not PQ, PT101. And yeah, PT101, save yourself 15%. Done an hour. Thank you, folks. I feel like it's been good. I had a good time. And I love you all. You're all my little snowflakes. Each one of you is different to me in your own beautiful way. Goodbye. Have a good night.